Welcome to all members from around the world. This is a quick Bitcoin update, a very important Bitcoin update as we head to a high point where Bitcoin is expected to start drop. Very important that you watch this video, and over the next 2 weeks, we'll bring you constant updates. Keep having a look at your blog posts. The first thing that we are looking at here is Bitcoin on the daily chart, and I'm on Bitcoin, and you can see here that we are on the exchange, which is Bitstamp. One of the first things that I want to bring your attention to is you need to identify this date here of 15 October 2018. That is our first target that we expect Bitcoin to reach. Our algorithm data is pointing to two very important dates. One of the dates, as I said, is 15 October 2018, and the other date, write this date down, is 20 July 2018. And this is what these two blue lines are resembling in this chart. Now let's go to the right-hand side of the chart. Many of you that are new, I'm quickly going to explain to you what happened with Bitcoin. In November, we saw this drop on the left-hand side of this chart that came all the way down here to this bottom. At this point here, when Bitcoin was at $3,125, we recommended to our subscribers to get back in the market, and we stated in our reports that risk-averse investors can now enter back into the market. The market then went all the way sideways. We had a bit of an uptrend here on that point here, and here at 2 April 2019, we had a Bitcoin uptrend where Bitcoin literally broke the 200 moving average. This is one of the most bullish indicators that we can find. From this point onwards, because of that indicator, Bitcoin is now in a multi-year confirmed uptrend. Things are looking very good for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. It's not going to go all the way sailing upwards. There are going to be some drops that we need to be aware of, and I'm going to show you now where we see the first major drop. From this point onwards, we went sideways, and as you can see now, if you've been following us for the last 2 or 3 weeks, that this little uptrend here, that multi-day uptrend, is something that we have been talking about for days now. So what we can expect is that we are going to hit this level here. Our first target is that point there, which is 6787. Now, if I scroll back and I have a look here at this date here, and this date also comes up in our algorithm data, which is approximately the date of about 1 September 2017. See this dotted red line? If I take that red line and it touches here at the bottom here, it touches at the bottom of the chart here, and it touches at the bottom of this chart here, and I move that to the right hand side, you can see that this literally crosses with our blue line, which is the date of 15 October. See that date here where my mouse is now? It crosses with that date here, which is the level of 6787, exactly spot on as per our algorithm data. And let's have a look at these two dates. There are two dates that is very important that you need to take advantage of, because these are the dates that we expect that Bitcoin could hit a high point. If you invest in cryptocurrencies at that point, we suggest that we get out of the market, limit your exposure on cryptos. The first date that I want to bring to your attention is the date of 15 May 2019. There is a big probability that we could hit that level there, which is about the $6,700 mark. On 15 May 2019, I will personally limit my exposure on cryptos. There is a probability that the market can go sideways up till 25 May 2019. There is also a probability that the market could go up as high as 7752 directly into this level here. See there where my mouse is now there at 7752. That is, if you look at the left hand side of the chart, this is the date of 20 July 2018. Where do these dates come from? First of all, if we look at this date here on the bottom, that date started on 15 December 2018. If we carry that on for the next month, which is the 15th of January, 15 February, and we carry that on, we get down to this point here, which is 15 May. But we could have an extended sideways period, and that date comes from these three purple cycle dates. First of all, Bitcoin spiked here on the bottom here at 17 December. It went upwards. And the next spike happened here 53 days later. Now remember, this area here was the American shutdown. It went sideways downwards, and exactly at that point when the American shutdown basically stopped, more or less on that day, we saw that Bitcoin rose up. It spiked upwards above your 50 MA. Very nice bullish indicator. If we take 53 days again and we get down to this point here of 2 April where the market literally spiked upwards, if we duplicate this and we take another 53 days, this will take us to 25 May 2019. I'm mentioning this date because it could potentially be a very important date where Bitcoin could drop. We see a drop between 15 May and 25 May. So be aware that there could be a drop. Now keep in mind, guys, that this could also shoot up into this level of 7754. But if you reach that level, if Bitcoin reaches the level, remember on Bitstamp, not Bitfinex, on Bitstamp, if we reach this level of 6787, that is your sign that you need to limit your exposure in cryptos. And we're going to get into some cryptos now. Let's have a look at Litecoin. As predicted with Litecoin, we said that Litecoin is going to break out here on the 4th of May. The 4th and 5th of May 2019, and you can see here that we've got a very, very nice breakout. And remember, guys, that breakout was actually predicted basically a week or two ago, and that breakout is now going to happen in all cryptocurrencies. Where do we see the price of Litecoin? Very interesting with Litecoin, the max that we see the price of Litecoin is 189. Let's say a wizard move. If we have a wizard move, we can have a target price here where that blue line is of $189. Let's come back a little bit here. If Bitcoin reaches its first target of 15 October 2018, we expect that we could have this level here, that target there of $135. Clearly, Litecoin is now in a breakout, and we are going to see a lot more upwards momentum with Litecoin. This is what I want you to do. On 15 May, there is a probability that Litecoin could hit the level of $135. It may actually do it earlier, but let's take the assumption, according to our algorithm data, that 15 May is going to be the high point. If it reaches that high point of $135, I want you to limit your exposure on cryptos. Now remember, guys, this is not financial advice. This video is for training and education purposes only. Please understand that. We are not giving financial advice. I'm not telling you what to do. I kind of expressing my feelings, what I would do. So in terms of this is training and education. If I get to this level here, anywhere from $120 upwards to about $135, I will limit my exposure on cryptos. There is a probability that we could hit this target. Keep that in mind. It could go up to this level here of approximately 24 to 25 May. This date is 1 day earlier than what we expect Bitcoin. Bitcoin could go upwards a little bit more, but Litecoin could drop 1 day earlier. Keep that in mind. Let's have a look at Bitcoin Cash. You can see Bitcoin Cash already broken out. It's broken above that 20 EMA line. Nonetheless, you can see that it formed that perfect bullish uptrend here. It formed this flag pattern and is now breaking out upwards. Again, guys, the date that we are looking at is 15 May 2019, and we also look at 24 to 25 May 2019 as being the high points. I'm expecting that Bitcoin Cash is going to hit this level of $466. It may even go as high as $538. Let's quickly have a look at EOS. Again, EOS, you can see this, a beautiful breakout there of EOS. It's going to break above that Bollinger Band, and our first target here is going to be $6, and it can go as high as $8. Let's quickly have a look at OMG. OMG is a bit of a downtrend here, but you can see over the next 24 hours that OMG will actually break out above that 50 EMA line. It's going to go the same way as what Bitcoin Cash and Litecoin is going. Our first target for OMG is this target of $3.79, which is approximately about 126% profit. Now, where do these blue lines come from? Remember here in Bitcoin, I mentioned the date of 15 October 2018, and that high point there is the first target that we identify where our coins are going to go. Now, it's very important that you download this report, which is the top 40 crypto reports. It's free. This document is the top 40 crypto report. And if you go down here, there's 40 or 45 cryptos in here. And we talk about all these cryptos here. Now, let's have a look, and we go and have a look, for example, at OMG. OMG is our first target, $3.80. That's 120% gain. Our second target is $7 to $8. Keep that in mind, guys. Anything here in yellow are very good cryptos to get involved in. So go through this. It gives you the first target and the second target. And remember, guys, that first target is the date of 15 October 2018. The second target is the probability that we can hit that target of 20 July 2018. Not all these coins will move at the same time. Some coins will move first, like I've just shown you now, that Litecoin is one of the coins that are actually moving first. Bitcoin Cash is also one of those first movers, but let's have a look at OMG. OMG is not one of the first movers. You can actually see that that candle now has turned green, but we expect that to break upwards, breaking the 50 MA line and heading upwards. Let's have a look at NEO. It's coming to about a little bit of a resistance at the 50 moving average line, that line there, the green line, but eventually is going to break out. The secondary target that we see is approximately a $36 price range. Again, that can be a wizard move. And where does that second target comes from? If we go back to Bitcoin, you can see that that second target is this date here of 20 July 2018. If Bitcoin breaks into this level of 7752, we can then expect that NEO could potentially hit that level of $36. Don't sell too quick, but once you get to this level here, your first target, and we get close to this date of 14 to 15 May, you need to limit your exposure in cryptos, because the date of 14 to 15 May could be a potential drop in Bitcoin. I'm going to show you what it could look like. Let's get into Digibyte. We can see that Digibyte is starting to move upwards, but I expect that we are going to get a little bit of resistance here, and it could flatten out, exactly what we said in some of our previous videos. So overall, the crypto market is looking really good. There's no big problems here. Expect these coins, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, to break out upwards, and very important that you take note of these two dates here of 15 May 2019 and 24 to 25 May 2019 as being the tops. Let's have a look at Bitcoin, and we will get into this and see where the top could be. Now, there is a probability that we could head into this level here of 15 May, and that Bitcoin could have a bit of a drop into this level here. So it's very careful. Be careful when we get there. But again, I'm going to show you as we get closer to that time what we are going to do. Failing a break downwards, it could be a probability that Bitcoin could go sideways and upwards into this level here of 7752. If that is the case, we could have a drop there. So just to reiterate, there could be 2 points here. This point here and this point here where Bitcoin then drops again. So keep in mind, guys, there are two possibilities of a drop. The first one being here at about 6,700. Failing that, where it doesn't break through, we could have an extended move upwards into this level of 7752. There's one thing I also want to talk about. There is a very big probability that we are seeing in our algorithm data that once we get into this block here, that Bitcoin could exponentially move upwards into the region of $10,000. I want you at this moment to keep this in mind as well. There is a very slight probability that this can go up. So this is why you need to have a look at the blog posts. Once we get up to these levels here, we will be able to ascertain where we are going to have that high point and where Bitcoin is about to drop. There is also information that I just received this morning. There's a big probability that a ETF could be approved somewhere in May. If this happens, don't be surprised to see a $10,000 Bitcoin very, very soon. More on the ETF in the coming days. Keep this information private. We don't want anybody to know what we know. So there are three scenarios that I want you to have a look at. First of all, we could potentially hit the level of 6-7. Remember this, then what you do is limit your exposure on some cryptos, meaning sell 10%, 20%, 30% of your cryptos. If the market goes further up and we see Bitcoin hit 7.7, I personally will get out of the market. And if the market spikes upwards here for any reason at all, let's say, for example, that we get an ETF approval, we simply get back in the market. Always be safe, use your gut feeling, use the technical data that I've just given you, and I will update this information with new data as soon as I get it. Thank you guys. Have a fantastic weekend. This is Marius Landman. Talk to you soon.